Hey guys, since we have finally received a release window for Season 2 of the Ahsoka series, now set to release in early 2027, I felt like this would be the perfect opportunity to do an official rewatch of Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels and to take you guys along with me. As we go along, I'm going to share some of my theories for Season 2 along with what characters I would love to see appear. My biggest hope is for them to introduce the Legends character Abeloth, otherwise known as the Mother, and that she gets to be played by Natalie Portman. Those two things will make more sense later once we actually get to the Mortis arc. As of right now, I'm planning on doing a separate video on just the origins of Abeloth, because it's a lot. I'm super excited to start this and actually follow it through to the end of Season 2 and hopefully beyond. As excited as I am to get to Ahsoka's story, no Republic-era Star Wars story can be told without the mention of the Clone Army. So for this first video, I want to focus on one of the best parts of the Clone Wars, finally being able to see a new side of the clones. Up to this point, the clones have just been shown as drones made to do the bidding of the Jedi, which, in spite of everything we see, is still pretty accurate. Season 1 of the Clone Wars had a lot of great clone moments where they highlighted how each clone is unique. Prior to this, the clones just seemed like pawns in what we know to be an unwinnable war. The first few episodes of the Clone Wars really focus on the fact that the clones are more than just cannon fodder for Palpatine and the Jedi. For the first time, we actually see them as individuals. In the very first episode, Yoda's ship is shot down by Asajj Ventress, and he's made to fight a little war against Ventress's fleet. Just Yoda and 3 clones versus an army. The clones could tell that the odds were not in their favor and insisted that Yoda just go on ahead while they held off the droids for as long as possible so that Yoda could finish their mission. But Yoda refuses to leave them behind. At one point, he asks them to take their helmets off so that he could see them, and one of them just replies, "There's not much to look at here. We all share the same face." Yoda responds to them by saying, "In the Force, very different each one of you is." In Episode 2, Rising Malevolence, Plo Koon and his troops get stranded in an escape pod, and the clones persist that no one's out there looking for them. They said strategically it doesn't make sense for someone to come look for us. We're just clones. We're meant to be expendable. Plo Koon replies with 3 words that still give me chills no matter how many times I've watched the episodes. All he says is, "Not to me." Yoda and Plo Koon understand what even the clones themselves don't, and even what we as the viewer don't realize. They're all unique regardless of being just clones. Episode 5, which was titled Rookies, was a pretty forgettable episode on the first few watches. It's easy to overlook because it's just 25 minutes of clones. 25 minutes of D. Bradley Baker talking to himself. It's not until later in the series that you realize how important this episode actually is. It's where we meet 2 of the most important clones in all of Star Wars, Fives and Echo. By the end of the episode, Anakin ends up commending them for their bravery and recruits them to the 501st, his personal garrison. It's really cool to see these new clones being brought into the spotlight, because up to this point, Cody and Rex were the only prominent clone troopers that we've really seen. The show makes sure that we know that loyalty means everything to the clones. But then we get to episode 16, The Hidden Enemy, where Rex and Cody realize that there is a traitor amongst the clones, one who has been feeding Ventress with information in exchange for money and freedom. Once they find him, his reasoning behind betraying them is honestly pretty valid. He doesn't see why they're fighting this war that they had no part in starting and no choice on whether to fight it or not. As he gets dragged away, he screams, "It's the Jedi who keep my brothers enslaved." And he's right. The clones were created and conditioned to want to fight and were given no choice in the matter. In the following episode, Ahsoka, Padme, Rex, and a few other clones all get infected with the Blue Shadow virus. As they get sicker and a few of them even die, Rex justifies their deaths by saying, "This is what these soldiers were born to do." They were born to die. That's all they were created for. On that depressing note, I don't really know how to finish these videos, so that's it for this one. I will be posting these on YouTube and Instagram, so just drop a like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. That would be fantastic. Bye.